Welcome to another video about strategy, and this time this video is about your introduction and team sign up. So, um, you'll introduce yourself in Blackboard under coursework, discussions, introduction. That's where you'll do it. And there's a reason I wanted to make this video is many times you probably have experienced this as well, is like you're in a team where uh, the team members are not at the same level as you are. Either, they are, like too demanding that they want you to do certain things a certain way, or there are the other teams where everybody or most people are slackers. So how do you avoid that? And I have a guess that most of you actually have been in the program, so you know each other pretty well. Um, but I would caution you, try to pick teams based on these criteria, what I'm showing. So you're first introducing yourself based on these criteria, and then you'll be forming teams based on people with similar um, qualities. All right. So let's first get to this, which is the goal. So you're introducing yourself based on these criteria. So the goal for this class, okay, the goal is actually, this is the most important thing. Why is it the most important? Because let's say if you have, let's say you're going from here to Dallas, all right? Depending upon where you live and what part of Dallas you're gonna go, it's anywhere from 200 to 300 miles, okay? So, and let's say if the team is comprised of people that procrastinators, don't want to do much, they'll say, why should we go to Dallas? Maybe we'll just, look at pictures of Dallas. Or maybe we'll just, go to Conroe. Versus a high performing team, what that team would do is they're like, somebody would say, okay, want to make sure we have a car or some kind of vehicle, and then the car or the vehicle has enough gas in it, the tire pressure is right, and somebody has a GPS and make sure that they map it right, and they look at the traffic patterns and pick the times that would be the best. Okay, so you see the difference between different teams. Okay, high performing team is actually planning everything and making sure that they get there at the best possible time, versus the low performing team, some people even could be sleeping in the back and they're like, wherever we go, I'm totally fine with that. So you don't want that to happen. That's why it's important when you introduce yourself. And again, I'll show you in the other slide how to introduce yourself, but you want to talk about, or you want to mention what kind of goal you have for the class. And again, nobody's going to judge you over here, because some people may be going through issues in their life, the COVID and other things, and you probably want to participate more or want to do more, but it's probably not practical for you to do it. So make sure you're honest about it, okay? So this way you are not stuck in a group where, you don't feel comfortable, okay? So that's why it's important you pick, you talk about, or just pick high, low, medium, okay, for what kind of goal you have for the class. And what about you? I mean, do you like to plan and organize things very detailed, or no plan? Okay. And again, this is, you could have a team that has somebody that wants to like be very organized and, puts deadlines and all that, and there's somebody that doesn't even check their emails or their group chats or anything like that. So you don't want to be that in that kind of group. Okay? And how do you think? This is actually really interesting. Some of you probably have heard of Myers-Briggs. And there are some people that are, as you know, they are introverts and extroverts. So introverts actually prefer to ponder by themselves. Think about it, and then they will say something. So usually introverts are quiet in the meetings because they are thinking about things, and then they don't want to just blurt out anything. Okay. Versus extroverts, they like to brainstorm. They like to talk in a group, and they like to, okay, tell me your idea. And I mean, they don't really, the ideas are not really well formed. They're just throwing it out there. Let's see what happens. Okay. So again, if you are in a group, you're an introvert and you're in a group where everybody is extrovert, may not work out that well. Okay. So make sure you understand. But at the same time, also challenge yourself. So if you're an introvert, step outside your box. Or if you're an extrovert, learn to listen a little bit more. Okay. So this is also, see, college is a great environment for you to test your skills. Okay. You don't have to be stuck to one way. And extrovert, you'll realize that if you listen, you probably can get a lot more out of the meeting or out of the situation. And introverts, you probably realize that if you speak, you probably will not be taken for granted, or you probably would not be looked at somebody that is not that intelligent. So it's a matter of, stepping out of your box and uh, playing the role that is most optimal for that situation. Okay, don't use the introvert or extrovert as an excuse. Okay, make sure you step out of your comfort zone. COVID-19, the coronavirus, introverts are probably super happy because they don't have to interact with people. And extroverts are like itching to, yeah, I'm kind of tired and I want to go back to work. Okay, so different people. And again, the way you can become the best manager, the best leader is if you understand where people are coming from and, you know, work with them rather than working against people, work with them. And this is kind of similar to like planning and organizing. How do you like to act? Do you want to do things beforehand and not wait until the last minute, or somehow last minute? And you'll see, I'm actually giving you the extremes as well as the middle. Okay, so it's okay. When you are describing yourself, you could even pick the middle one. That's fine too. Whatever applies. And what kind of a person are you? Ideally, in a group, you want a mixture of these people, because if everybody is a leader, then could lead to a disaster. Same thing if everybody is a follower, because nobody is doing anything, because they're waiting on other person to do something. All right, so this is basically, so this is how people can understand you. So do not write any essays, just bullets are sufficient. So you go into the Blackboard discussion introduction and you are talking about who you are, basically just bullets. Okay, like I've given you an example. You say your name, what's your goal, how do you like to plan, how do you think, how do you act, what kind of personality you are. All right, that's it. You don't need to write any essays. Even though I said there are some people that still write essays, you don't need to do that. Okay, just do what is expected of you. All right. And then after you do that, then you are going to sign up for a team. Okay. So when you do sign up, you could go to Blackboard, student support, team sign up. You may want to look at the members that are there and see if you want to be in that team. So how many people? 4 people per team. Although when you look at the team, it will say 5. The reason I put an extra over there is because somebody new joins in and all that, then that could be a hassle, but you want to keep it to 4. Rare instances, there could be teams of 3 or 5, depending upon somebody drops off, somebody joins, but let's try to stick to 4. And make sure the team is diverse in terms of gender and race, and if possible, major. Gender and race are important and interesting because there are lots of studies that show that people don't like to look bad in the other gender's eyes. So they actually work harder. So let me show you on here, Blackboard, how it looks like. So Blackboard, you are going to, under coursework, you got discussions, and under discussion, you have introduction. So this is where you'll be introducing yourself. And once your introduction is done, you are looking at student support, then team sign up sheet, and you will see the teams. All right. And as I mentioned, I'm combining both the classes, so feel free to pick team members from whichever, uh, and you will have that flexibility, and we'll figure out when you'll be presenting, especially your team assignments. All right, and when you click on the team, you will be able to see, I mean, right now it's all empty, but you will be able to see your group members over here. So again, as I said, it's empty right now, but make sure you look at the team members and then pick the team that you want to be in. All right. So ideally, don't pick a team yet. Let people do their introductions. And as I had mentioned in the class, you want to make sure that you do your introductions as soon as possible. And again, introduction is nothing big because, as I said, you're just writing bullets. Last day to sign up for a team is 2 weeks from today, which is 9/9. All right. So thank you for watching this video. And I know I created 3 videos today. It's a lot, but this is in lieu of the class. We would have covered all this in the class. So hopefully you stay safe and stay dry with Laura, and see you in class. All right. Good night.